Watch this video before you learn how to cornrow. What is good, guys? It's Ida and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to give you a few tips and pointers that you need to know before learning how to cornrow. Tip number 1. Having the right equipment. Having something like this rat tail comb is going to really help you when it comes to the partings. You're also going to want to make sure that you have stuff to tie your hair up and to keep it out the way. For example, hair bands and hair clips are really useful throughout the whole cornrowing process. Not only do they help when it comes to sectioning your hair, but they also make sure that your cornrows and your partings stay nice and neat because you're not picking up any flyaway loose hairs. Tip number 2 is to make sure that your hair is detangled. This really depends on your hair type, but making sure that your hair is detangled by using something like a wide tooth comb is going to be really helpful. When your hair is really tangled up, it makes your partings a lot harder and a lot more painful, and even the cornrow process. Some people may want to blow dry their hair beforehand, but I don't believe that heat is always necessary. There are ways to stretch out your hair that don't use heat, such as the African threading method, or plaiting your hair beforehand and taking it out is going to stop the need of having to use heat on your hair. Tip number 3 is learning the difference between braiding inside and braiding outside. I don't know if that's the technical term, but that is the phrase that I like to use, because when you are braiding inside, you are pretty much French braiding someone's hair or French braiding your own hair. But when you are doing it outside, you are creating a cornrow. So let me just demonstrate. Keep your eyes on the middle section of hair, the one that's being held by my pointer finger and my thumb each time. See, this is what I would call an inside braid. The middle section of hair is being pulled underneath the ones on each side. This results in a French braid, whereas this is an outside braid. The middle section is being pulled over the ones on each side, which then results in a cornrow. Tip number 4, realizing that there are many different ways to do cornrows. It isn't a one size fits all kind of thing. And by that, what I mean is that the positioning of someone's hands change whenever they're doing different angles of their own hair or whenever they're doing different parts of other people's hair. For example, if I'm going to cornrow my hair from here to here, my hands are going to be positioned like this. But if I'm going to be cornrowing from here to here, they're going to be like this. And if I'm doing the back, it's going to be like this, and this to this. Like, you have to be able to switch your hands in whichever direction is needed for the cornrow that you are creating. Also, the fact that people do it differently. People use different fingers when they're cornrowing. So for me, my main finger is my middle finger whenever I'm doing a cornrow, whereas a lot of other people use their pointer fingers. This does not mean that I'm doing it wrong or that they're doing it wrong. All it means is that I'm doing what is comfortable for me and they're doing what is comfortable for them. So when you are trying to learn, make sure you check out different people's videos and different people's techniques to see which one really sticks with you. Another tip is that learning on someone else may be easier than learning on yourself. For a lot of us, it's a bit hard to try and visualize and understand how to move our fingers on our own heads and looking in the mirror. It may just be easier to do it on someone else's hair or to buy a mannequin and learn on them. I personally learned on myself only because the only hair that I had easy access to all the time was my own. That being said, doing cornrows on your own hair and doing cornrows on someone else's hair requires different hand positions and sometimes different techniques. Because of this, I have created 2 separate videos, one of them showing you how to cornrow someone else's hair and the other one showing how to cornrow your own. My biggest tip, and like the most important in my eyes, is patience. Not getting too frustrated with yourself for not getting it the first time. Understanding that your fingers need to be trained. Just like if you're trying to learn an instrument, you have to just keep constantly practicing until it becomes second nature. Don't give up, because trust me, you're closer to learning than you think you are. And lastly, learning is never finished. I am constantly learning new things when it comes to doing my own hair and doing other people's hair. Styles are ever evolving and there's always something new to learn. So always be open to expanding your skill sets and always challenge yourself. Now that you know everything you need to know before starting, make sure you click the video right over here to learn how to cornrow your own natural hair. Until next time, guys, peace, love, and life.